Good morning. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous day. Here. Yay, Robbie!
So sweaty. Hi. I cut my finger the other day on Tuesday. And actually,
massive.
It's not massive. It's just to protect it from the elements. But basically, I cut like through the nail into like the middle of it. But they didn't give me stitches, so I'm really happy about that. And they just glued it back together. I also had to get a tetanus shot.
You had to get tetanus shot? Oh gosh.
Yeah, so my arm is like really hurting.
Oh, we should definitely do it.
Yeah.
And Jessica's qualities?
Yeah, Jones. Yeah, she did a lot. It was really good. It was really helpful. By the time we got to hospital, it wasn't even bleeding. And then they were like, "You probably."
She balanced it the whole way there.
Yeah, she balanced it the whole way there.
Yeah.
And like when I like cut myself, I was pretty calm, but like you know when you get a little bit afraid and then like you just start sweating and like because I was like, oh, I don't know. I like saw that it was like a little bit detached, so like I don't know, automatically you go into like, but I was like, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay. It's like whatever, and then it was like pretty quick, and we were out by 9, and then we started watching all these videos about how skin heals. So that was cool. But yeah, interesting. I found out yesterday that on Tuesday, my score, like my percentile ranks came out. But like I didn't know this until yesterday, but it was the same day I cut my score. So, and I also had like a meeting at another hospital that day, so I was just like in hospitals and like.
How did it go?
I don't know. I mean, it's like I don't have like the final score yet, so hard to say. Like I did well in like 2 sections and like not well in 2 sections. Like the first 2 sections I was like fine, and the second 2 sections were like worse.
Did you know?
Like going into it, like while I was there. I could feel myself kind of crapping out after like 3.5 hours.
That's ridiculous.
So like I knew that they weren't going as well, but like whatever.
3.5 hours? Did you get a break?
I did. I got like one 10-minute break and one 30-minute break. But still, it's not enough. Like they have to sign you in, you have to give a fingerprint, and then you have to like do all this stuff.
Fingerprint?
Yeah, to make sure it's you. So I don't know. TBD about what I'm gonna do because the next test is in August, and I don't know what to do. I like had a little meltdown yesterday, so it was interesting.
Just great.
Yeah, it was fine. It was fine.
College scores, whatever.
I know. But
Here's the vlog camera. It was really, I was on the phone. All around everyone. Rachel comes in and then Heather comes in and then Jess is here. Oh,
everyone.
sweetie, love. Jess has been having an experience. Did you tell her vlog at all any of
No.
your breathing stuff?
oh, how's it going today?
That was a big session this morning. I know.
I literally fully passed out
I'm not
for like
surprised.
an hour.
It was a like big one. It just like didn't. It just came. It was
and
just
it was
like
also
easily
like
came
the first
out.
time I could lie down. I was like,
Wow.
at first they tapped it out sitting up, and then I was like, whoop. And I was like, I should lie. I was like, I'll just try to lie down. And it was like, I just could lie there for like an hour.
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah, had a big session on Monday, but Friday. Still feels like it's processing through.
And Rachel's back.
Rachel's
I
missed you guys.
And it's a whole new reality now. We've all watched the epic vlog.
I literally laid in bed. I was like, I need to watch this before I see anyone. I just sort of knew.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm just going to watch this for 45 minutes.
I know, right?
It was crazy, bananas, amazing.
I cried when I watched it yesterday.
Yeah.
I did too.
It was almost just like tears just started streaming out of my eyes. Like it just was like...
It took me like 5 days to edit that thing.
Yeah, it did.
Just because of the immensity of all of it and just watching it and just like...
Yeah.
And the footage, from the Blue Room, like how it kept recording.
Oh, I know!
And
when you
hear
see us sing,
yeah.
I know, and that was a long ass clip. And I listened through to the whole thing. I mean, there was,
so much.
So much.
And
then when you see us
coming
emerge,
out,
like, I know. It was
and we all do just look like refreshed beings.
Yeah.
And
oh my gosh,
like,
our
I
skin.
died. And Melinda's like, I died. And like...
Everyone's skin was
Totally.
like glowing. And it was also funny because Amber gave a little download about what the whole Blue Room was to Natalie.
Know. Right, and then
none
she
of us
blacked it all out.
And then she blacked it out. And then
She's like,
she was
what?
like, I never knew that.
It's like, you're the one filming Amber telling you.
Totally.
I know, it was so funny.
But it was also so funny because we all experienced kind of what she spoke about the dragon.
Right. You didn't
and
hear her say that?
No, I was
I
just
think
so oblivious.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I hadn't.
And I don't know if I heard about like how deep it was pre either. I don't really know. But I was just like, that's so funny.
It is trippy.
Yeah.
So trippy. And Melinda, oh my gosh, watching her walk.
Oh my God.
know. Right?
And her face, she was a totally new person.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone. Wow.
I know. Well, I talked to her last night and she was like having a bit of a bumpy time and I was like, it's going live now, just watch the vlog. And then she like sends me this epic text afterwards just being like, thank you, like that's it, like I know I can feel it, like it's in. She was saying she's like been having Monday feeling for like a long time and I'm like, well, are you moving? Are you excited? You're getting like, and you're about to move.
Totally.
Like this, just keep going.
Yeah.
Stay in touch. Like, and it's the Orchid retreat tomorrow.
Totally.
Like, just trust the process.
It's just crazy because you've like the vlog's been happening for like 7+ months at this point, probably longer. Yeah, way longer. Yeah, but like no other time has felt as drastic as now because it's like it's just so trippy. Like what memory is. It's like. To rewatch what actually happened and the insights and the whatever, it's like I feel like coming back. People are like, "How was Hawaii?" And you just are like, "It was great." And like lump it into like, it's like, "What'd you guys do?" Like, and it just kind of like, and with Natalie, like that kind of shadowing a lot of the like ending of the experience. Like it's like I literally feel like I've completely like forgotten like what it's like. I kind of remember flickers, but like. Then to rewatch like my own words, Rachel's own words, Melinda's own words, Joanna singing and dancing at that concert.
Joanna from the beginning of that day to the end of the day, like what?
Totally. I know.
Yeah.
The concert.
The concert.
We're literally eating our little dinner. We're eating our little dinner with like this like full on concert.
That was when I started crying, like hearing that song and Joanna singing it and being like, "Wow, we heard that in the car."
I've got such
and like,
chills.
Yeah.
And it's
yeah
and the whole like Ethan connection experience I had, and tomorrow is the Orchid retreat, which will be 6 months from when I found from when he passed, which is just crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, all of it. And just today, totally by accident, I have quotes but you can't see my hands behind, I wore the exact outfit that I wore the day we did the hike, like of the vlog in the Blue Room. I wore the hot pink tank top and my little shorts, and I'm at the bar and I'm looking at myself and I was like, it was crazy. I was just like, what's that even mean?
Wow.
It was just weird.
Wow.
Yeah. Watch the space. I know. And then Eva's coming today.
Cool.
Cool.
And then how random with those flying ants the other night.
Oh my god. Well, that's
And they haven't been back since. Just gone.
Did Rachel not hear about it?
Flying.
The day that Eva came over and like we started doing some stuff, and then I had this session with Caitlin, and all this stuff came up to do with creepy crawlies and like being gone, and it all turning to light, and it was whatever, a whole big session. Come back downstairs into my office is covered in flying ants. Covered. I'm like, what the freak? What? Like, what? And then I was like, what do? I don't know. So I texted him, I called him, he didn't answer, I texted him, I texted Isabel, and then I was just like, I don't know what to do. And then me and Caitlin were just like, huh. So I called Melinda. I'm like, Melinda, I don't know. So Melinda's like on the internet, and she's like, okay, apple cider vinegar and like mint and this, and like finding all the like alternative things. So I like get my spray bottle of apple cider vinegar and I'm like spraying. It stinks of apple cider. I mean, actually, it smells alright. And then like and paper towels, and me and Caitlin like she like totally helped me like de-flying ant the place. This was right before I show her the epic vlog video, and then Melinda's on the phone the whole time, and then she's giving us downloads about what ants mean and about community and about being all part of a whole, and like we're working together and no job is too small, and like the diligence and the like just keep going, and the like all of this like ant like
crazy.
Yeah.
That's
and it's
crazy.
the day that like Eva had been here in the office, and she had been organising stuff that hasn't been looked at for years, and in fact some of my like drawings from my like download from years ago of this like the story of health like animation-y thing, and she like organised them, and like we put them in a folder, and it was just crazy.
Whoa. And you know, Jess and my first ever holy shift ever, ants came up. Do you remember that?
What?
Our 2 years ago, our first
What was
ever.
we had to draw all those.
We had to.
It was the animals.
It was connected to ants and bunnies and like, all that. And I was like, "What the hell is this?" Like, I was so confused, but also had this appreciation for like life and little creatures. And I was like, "Ants. This is so weird, but ants."
And yeah, it was crazy. And then they were gone. And
Like,
they were
disappeared.
gone. And then it's funny because then I called Tim, he calls me back, he's like, well, call the exterminator, and and then I did call the exterminator, but he didn't answer, and then he never called me back. I'm like,
Wow.
because I don't really want pointing stuff.
No.
But I'm like, I'm gonna grow like mint out the front of my house too.
Wow.
And the garden, come see the garden thing. Come on. Oh my gosh. The grass is growing.
Oh my gosh! Oh my
Close the
gosh,
screen
it's
door
so
behind you.
beautiful.
Look, we're in a fairy garden.
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Remember when I left and I was like, "Oh, Missy,
Yes.
but I'll be back."
That's crazy.
Look at the grass. Look at the grass.
So impressive.
Wait, wow.
Not gonna lie. It's like
so
for realsies growing.
Like freaking real like
That's real grass.
real grass.
How did that
I
happen?
mean, this bit hasn't yet, but that's wheatgrass, and this is other grass.
because you did the grass
seeded.
seed.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's so cool.
So beautiful. Wow.
Isn't it amazing? I know, it's getting more and more.
Oh, I love it.
And the new flowers are all coming in. And did you see the key I dug up?
Yeah, well, you texted me about it.
Look.
You literally dug it up.
Yes, I was like planting one of those flowers down there, and I literally dig it up, and I'm sitting there to myself at dusk, and I look around and I say out loud to myself, no way. Did I really just dig up a key? Like, I said it full on out loud, like, who's looking, like, what? I haven't found the treasure box that it goes with, but I love that we come up and there you are.
Surprise.
Hello. Check out the key that I dug up in my garden.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's cool.
Isn't that crazy?
Where'd you find it?
That was on Monday I found that after the Holy Shift session. Look!
That is so crazy. That's so crazy.
The key is as big as you. It's the third friend. Hello. Lunchtime. Yay! Reunited. Reunited. Oh, you look so gorgeous in the kitchen.
I'm just planning a post-vlog, post-session experience since Monday.
Yeah.
Orchid retreat tomorrow. Oh, orchid retreat tomorrow.
Yep.
I'm jealous of Laura's celery.
It's because I've got a fairy next to it. That's why.
When I left, I think that guy was like that size.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Right?
yeah, it's a new kind of.
It's amazing. Yeah, and I just said to Jess, give it time. Just give it
Well,
time.
I think the main thing I'm concerned about is that it slightly was frozen.
Oh yeah, that might
So we just
be.
didn't know if that was like,
Totes.
because like this, one of the leaves like went limp. So anyways, so now I'm excited to buy a next batch of celery so I can cut the bottom. It'll be really awesome.
So basically, Heather just read this book, Proof of Heaven. So Heather
Keep down.
read this book, and I've heard of it, and I then was like, perfect, I'm gonna actually pick this up because it was in a bookshop, and started reading it. It's called Proof of Heaven by Eben Alexander, who is a neurosurgeon for like 20 plus years, Harvard Medical, great kind of credentials, who had a very severe, rare brain condition that pretty much put him in a coma for 7 days, and his brain and body was essentially dead, and they were gonna like unplug him, but he went to this whole other place of consciousness without like intellectual consciousness, and lives to tell it. And it's really, really fascinating and called Proof of Heaven because he kind of has this whole experience, which I haven't even gotten into yet, so no spoiling here. But it's super, super cool, so I already recommend it, even though I haven't read it.
I was talking about the other book that I also highly recommend. I read that one actually when I had my back injury, because this woman in Montreal, she had like a meditation that you listen to while you slept, and it had that like what's that called, hemi-sync like wavelengths. It was just kind of like I can't remember what it does. It's supposed to like relax you and like put you in that kind of like parasympathetic state. So then I picked up her book, and she had this crazy, she had stage 4 cancer. Woke up like one morning, was basically like in a coma, like all of her organs were failing. Went to the hospital, and they're like, okay, like she's dying, she's like gonna be gone like very soon. And then she went to this place where like she felt like never felt better in her entire life, and could hear all the doctors talking, even people that were in the room. She could hear what like the doctors like down the hall were saying to her husband.
Wow.
And she was aware that her brother was on a plane from India coming to see her, like, and just knew, like, was aware of everything that was happening. And even like though like the machines were saying she was totally not conscious, she was in a coma, she could hear what all of the, like, she could hear what all of the nurses were saying about her, like in the room. And then she like saw her father who had passed away, and like basically just like saw, like, kind of like just realized like, oh my God, like it's all like just love and like joy, and like that's all it is. Like all the things that I've like stressed myself out about my whole life, that's what gave me cancer, and that's why. So she had a choice to stay in that world or go back, and she came back, and her body was completely free of cancer within a month after that experience.
So totally.
And then just like started living her life in a totally different way. It's crazy. But it was just like a really sweet book. It's like, oh, she realized, and she's like, no.
That's so cool.
It was so
Amazing. Dying to be me.
And in Proof of Heaven, I mean, there's just so many echoes of kind of stuff William spoke to us about in Hawaii, of like what you feel and experience. Like, you're not even consciously aware that like you like entered this state. Like you don't know how long you've been there. You're like very kind of content.
Or that you've been there all along.
Yeah, or that you've been there all along. But it was really interesting, this part that I just read is kind of when he just goes under the coma, and then he's kind of in this like gooey, like he can't really intellectually conceptualize what's going on, but it feels totally comfortable and totally normal and fine. And then there's this one line he says, but when I started to kind of question it and feel separate and more me, it became more and more comfortable. And so then this whole other experience happens, but it was just such an interesting line. He was like, it was totally fine, totally comfortable, like I felt easy, happy, but when I started to separate my meanness, like that's when I was like, this is unbearable. And that's when it started. It was, you have to read, it's so cool. I read it like on the train. I'm never a train reader, and I'm
Yeah. And they both talk about, there's so many, I mean, in that book there's references from like every other like
book like that, totally.
Near-death experiences. There's like hundreds of them that are documented, but the whole like concept of like how time doesn't exist and everything's happening, like how we experience time in such a linear way because of our sensory organs, which is still just like so hard for me to process. Like, but they both said that like the moment they were in that world, they got it immediately.
Oh my god, I had the most craziest chills I've had in like the longest time. And this guy, and just all of this whole moment, or just all of it, and you having read that, and like that we're here to like bring forth the words for Holy Shift. And just like, and it's all cute tomorrow, and everything.
And that this guy, this doctor who wrote the book is like, I have been like the most science-driven, devoted my entire life. I've never been spiritual, woo-woo, anything. And I can speak to this because like it's the truth and it's my experience, and my like now life calling is to share this with people. It's just so cool.
And the cool thing is that when he decided he was going to write about his experience, his son was like, you need to write down everything you remember before you research any of this, because you need to make sure that your experience is your experience. Because what the skeptics will do will say, oh, well, you probably read about that, or it's just part of your fantasy, or it was like some kind of like brain trauma, and then you just like made this up because you're traumatized. So he didn't look at anything. He didn't look up near-death experiences. He just wrote down everything he saw, and then he started the research, and they were all like exactly like his experience.
When he talks about kind of the science behind this thing that takes over his body, and he goes, I like really loved it, like into the anatomy and his cerebral fluid and like all the white blood cells that are attacking because there's this like thing. And so it was this really cool mixture of sort of like the brilliance of the body and what it's doing when this like foreign thing comes over. And how he said basically the whole like his cortices pretty much, like the whole surface of his brain was like, he felt this way about like a buck in a while. Because it kind of feels like a story, but it's also so real and true and science.
Your whole life.
Yes.
And like this is you.
Yeah,
this is like
so
you
cool. And connected to like the Hawaii logs and like all of, it's just everything.
And you know there's a lot of principles happening in like in no time.
All of it, yeah. In no time.
Reenact! It just happened a second ago. Oh, nice to meet you. Yeah. Say Mom.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you. Yay. Big sandwich.
Yeah.
That's how we hug everyone.
No, it isn't.
I'm kidding.
Oh. Jess went to Midsummer Night's Swing, which I went to a long time ago, where they break out into dance, all kinds of different, like, what kind of dance?
This was like swing dancing, like the Lindy Hop.
Oh my gosh, she's getting music and everything. So she's going to show us the Shim Sham.
I don't know.
She's like, do you know the Shim Sham?
Exact same. Oh my gosh, you're so cute.
I
doing this.
Is that it? Oh. How do you know that? Give Jess a round of applause.
And then it turns out, last summer I learned how to swing dance from this guy, Michael, that I met at an event like this, and he was there. And we danced together, and it was so
Tell me the whole
fun.
story about you just randomly going and
Yes, and had like the best, I totally told you, and had like the best time ever. And then we went to this swing dancing club one time and had so much fun. And then he was there, and then we had so much fun together too. And then I walked away smiling and took a really cute Snapchat. I snapped the whole thing, Rachel probably saw, but I saved one of them that I'll show you guys because I thought it was cute. This is how I felt at the end of the night.
Aww.
Yo, Rachel and Laura are watching a vlog.
Mansion and still is all one because that's like what it came from. There's nothing random like just like about that. It's just a discovery of the what you are, which is like down to the like atom, down to the proton, down to whatever. It's like I am everything. Science of the body. It's like yes, that's
Yes, double Taurus. Yes, double Taurus.
I am whatever.
This is so.
Like no separation.
What do you think people think?
Oh my god.
This is amazing watching this.
I love William.
I love William.
Me too.
William, come hang.
What would your epic self say to you right now?
Ciao. Ciao. Ciao for now. TTFN.
Howie Vloggy, I love you, Vloggy. I'm so happy to be.
Kiss you.
That felt so nice.
Cute. Toast smells
Just
good.
asking Jess how she's feeling because she was experiencing, which we kind of told you briefly earlier. You can tell them a little bit more, but she was just started talking. I was like, we should vlog this if you would like.
Yeah, so basically on Monday, well, many confounding factors, but anyways, on Monday
So
Laura
basically
did.
started after that session. Is that right?
Well, okay, let me back up. On Monday, Laura did a session on me. It was only like one link, but like felt,
Was it?
it was the shortest
but it
ever.
was-
But it was just like everything felt
There was
like
a lot of
big.
stuff in it.
There's a lot of stuff in it, but it felt like a really short session, but I literally felt like knocked out. That was when I like curled up on the couch downstairs because I just like couldn't move, remember? So definitely just like, it was like kind of like things connected to like legs and pelvis and like
Oh, yeah, that's
and
a
like
lot better.
and like freedom and move
Power.
like
Yeah.
and like it was like my feet, the image of my feet being like kind of tied together and stuff from childhood, and then there was like
There was
stuff
tons of
for
stuff from childhood.
yeah, it was a lot of like childhoody stuff, which I kind of have been thinking about since we saw Inside Out. Like I have been feeling like on the weekend,
Right.
basically we saw Inside Out, then I went away for the weekend, and over the weekend I kept kind of feeling like all this, like kind of just thinking about like what were the things that like created me the now, and like, and the things that you don't remember even happened, and I don't know, it was just interesting.
Well, too crazy like watching the vlogs and like you can barely remember. I mean, you can of course remember when you watch it, but if you were like, oh yeah, what happened in the way, I would not remember any of these details.
Totally.
And that's like life.
That is
actually,
life.
Like, how can we like we don't remember?
We don't
anything.
remember, but it has created us.
Yeah.
It's like we don't remember, but like those experiences inform who we are. And even just any of my fears, like being scared of throwing up, like being scared of whatever, even the ocean. This is the thing, like when we were in Fire Island, I used to be pretty scared of the ocean, and I was just saying to Gabby, I'm like, where did that come from? Like when did I, like all fears have kind of come from something. So anyways, I was very aware of like that, and then it was just interesting in this session, all this like stuff from childhood and kind of self-protecting stuff. So like legs, freedom-y, chest, lungs, like expansion kind of stuff. And I like felt so like passy-outy after the session. And then on Tuesday, I could definitely feel like more freedom in like my legs movement. Like when I was just walking, I was like definitely noticing more freedom, and I actually could feel like deeper breathing and like, yeah, like could definitely feel it. And it felt like intense, like in a way, but it felt good. And then on Wednesday, I woke up, basically went to sleep Tuesday night, woke up in my sleep on Wednesday in like kind of like feeling
Woke up in my sleep. I just get what you mean. That took
woke
me
up from my sleep. Like kind of when you get really hot when you sleep, and then that's like a reminder to wake up. Laura's doing her plate sniffing.
Yeah, does it smell?
But like not like egg. Yeah, wash that again.
Yeah.
Haley.
Can I
So,
interrupt for a second?
yeah.
Even though I don't want to interrupt you, but I feel like this moment needs to happen right now. Melinda in her new home.
Wow.
She
Oh
says-
my god, that's wild.
Oh my god, I love my new home. I feel so happy right now.
Oh my god. Yay.
Here, let's take a picture with,
Okay.
everyone smile and Melinda
Smile,
smile.
everyone. Wow, that's amazeballs.
Vlogged, yeah.
Vlogged, yeah, that's amazing. So anyways, woke up Wednesday, kind of feeling all of this. It almost felt like I couldn't breathe, like I couldn't lie down anymore, had to get up. I felt all this like pressure in my like chest and neck and shoulder, and I was like, did not know what to do with myself, but like went to ballet anyways, and was like kind of being emo, and Laura was just like I obviously knew it was connected to the breathing and feeling like I could breathe more fully the day before, and Laura just said to me
and Monday.
oh, all those sessions,
Holy Shift,
and Starship.
And it was also the like really pay attention.
Yeah,
happened.
yeah,
And we did breathing in Starship.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had just like, basically Monday was like all about the lungs and like breathing and like feeling, like Laura's like feel behind your clavicle, like just very like be present with this experience. And so basically Wednesday through, still a little bit now, but I've been experiencing this feeling, and Laura just kind of said to me like, can you smile and enjoy the like shift and the expansion? Like clearly things are moving, and instead of being like mopey about it all, and she'd probably say it better, but like my interpretation was just like, can you find the joy in the like shift and like not resist that the thing is happening.
I think I said something along the lines of, this is the coolest thing ever. This means your like body is like really shape-shifting.
Yeah.
And sometimes the shifts, it's like when physical stuff changes, it is uncomfortable. It's like growing pains.
Well, when you, in the vlog, the epic video vlog where your arms are getting longer, you said you're like, this is how it felt in the beginning when my arms would grow, and it hurts, but it's like a good hurt.
Totally.
But I feel like I sort of wimp out a bit, like any little amount of discomfort I like associate with like bad or whatever.
Right.
And so it just has kind of been like, and almost like fear, like, why can't I breathe? What's wrong? Like kind of going into the like labeling. And I did think the other day, I was like, if I could dive into the future and look back and be like, oh, it was like perfect and an amazing experience, and like, like could rest into the trust now that that's going to be the case. Like I wouldn't be like, am I okay? And is this going to last an hour, a day, or like later? Yeah, totally. Totally. Yeah, totally.
Just for like, or any little voices.
Totally.
I can hear the ocean. Really cool. Any little voices of like, oh, there might be something wrong. It might
Totally.
be
Like, what's wrong, what's wrong?
And it's just like,
And even in the like, I knew it's like nothing's wrong, but kind of the like, I want this to shift, I want to feel good. And I feel like that's part of what's been really hard in like shifting and whatever, is like not wanting to like feel the like process of it. But it's like, that's just part of the process. And I ended up having a cool day, and it's been interesting because I like, whatever, I've just been feeling my arms kind of been feeling like limp, and I've been like really tired, and like I literally didn't leave my apartment yesterday. Just been feeling a lot of stuff, and I was just saying to Laura, which was then what led this whole spiel, but like
I've kind of been twiddling between this feeling of like, what do I do? Kind of like I don't know what to do. And then I'm like, okay, well, if I'm tuning into me, what do I feel? You know, like kind of listening. And I've been flitting between, even this morning, like, should I go to ballet and just like not let this experience like cloud my day and like continue on and blah, blah, blah. And am I just being like a wimp? Or is this my body kind of saying like, no, like, quiet is good. And like, it's fine that you haven't gone to ballet in like a week, and like there's no kind of there's no rule or right or wrong or whatnot. And I did feel more strongly the voice of it's okay to rest, and like it just feels very like upgradey on a, like kind of just like slow. It's good to go slow, but I have been aware of my own kind of like, should I like what should I do, or is there even something to do? And so anyways, this morning Laura sent me a few links, and one of them was a link on my kidneys connected to like worry. And basically like she said the image was kind of like my body not knowing how to healthfully process worry, and so sort of supporting it to like healthfully process worry instead of like stuffing it down. And it just felt very resonant, connected to what I just said about like, yeah, like how to even process emotions. I feel like for so many years of life, and I'm sure many people can relate to this, but like kind of not dealing with emotions or not knowing how to, or like just getting really like thinky about it. And I feel like I'm still so navigating the like, how do I be with my experience and not like resist it, but not go so into it. Like, I don't know, like kind of being thinky about how to process emotions, which also feels okay. I'm like, whatever, like sort of ultimately just let it go. But it did, when that link came through, I was like, yeah, that does feel very, like I sort of like helplessy in a way, but I'm like, I know I'm not helpless and it's fine, but also like, how do I navigate like the process of processing things? And even when you did say to me the other day, like, embrace this experience, it was like, I didn't even think about like that ever. And I'm sure, you know, anybody who's in Holy Shift or watching these videos or receiving any amount of like this process, there are going to be times where it's like, how do I deal with this? Or like, what should I do? And yeah, it's okay to not know, and it's okay to ask when you need to ask. And after the links Laura sent me today, I passed out for like an hour and definitely was able to lie down for the first time in like 48 hours, which felt really good. And
That's crazy.
just such like a quiet, and like just felt really nice. I'm definitely feeling more expanded. And do you think my chest looks different? I was kind of feeling like it was looking different.
Turn sideways. Yeah.
I like, couldn't tell why, but when I was staring in the mirror, I just kind of felt like it just feels almost like I could see my like cavity more or something. Last night, connected to all this like memories and things that are whatever, all these things. So interestingly, my best friend from childhood, who has lived abroad for the last 3 years, who I haven't seen in 2 years, and we haven't kept in touch really, came over and ended up sleeping over last night, as did Ariel, my sister, because she was in New York. And it was just so like, that was my childhood. And like, wow. And it kind of felt like I was like, this is a coincidence or not, that that. And it was just interesting because both Ariel and my friend Elisa both made comments to me basically about how like great I looked, which is funny because in a way I was like lying around all day doing nothing, but like both being like, you look so like healthy and toned and like nice, which was really nice. And I was just like, honestly, it's because of this work. I was like, I get a session and I feel the shift, and like I practice Franklin method, and like my body changes. Fun to have the feedback when it's like I'm not actively trying to like do anything, but like I can consistently feel that upward spiral, which is really fun. It makes like growing up fun. And just crazy to think like I haven't seen this friend in 2 years, like how freaking different my life is.
Right. And how different you must look.
Totally. Everything. Yeah. She's like, so what have you been up to? And I was like, whoa, like worlds
Go
of
watch the vlogs.
Yeah, totally. And she said, she was like, wow, that sounds like such a dream when I was telling about like all of this and like, and I was telling her a little bit about the Hawaii trip and because Laura had just posted that TBT photo yesterday and I was looking at it and she was like, that sounds like one so you and like such a dream life. And I was like, it is. Yeah. Thanks. It was like, it totally is. It's cute. Look at that little cutie, 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 cute. Cute, 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 cute.
Hey, vloggy. Hi guys. So I just spent a while in my garden planting more stuff. I got a whole bunch of mosquito bites, but it was worth it. I'm really excited to see my garden in the morning in the light, and chatted with Emily while I was planting things, and we did cool sessions on each other. And now it's bedtime. I will see you tomorrow. So I hope you like this vlog. Give it a thumbs up and share it and write us a comment, and I'll see you tomorrow. And yeah, definitely give it a thumbs up. By the way, I know I say that every day, like, hey, give it a thumbs up, but please give it a thumbs up. It makes all the difference, and it helps to like boost the energy of it, and all of these insights and downloads and visions that are coming out, like, they need to be shared. So the more you love it up and share it, the more people can access this feeling and connect to their own visions and insights and inspirations. So share, please. Okay, I'm going to bed. Bye.